Oprah Winfrey has been lying to us all. It's time to expose her evil secrets she's been trying to keep from the public for years. You guys know the actor and comedian Steve Martin, right? Well, he used to do a routine that went like this. You too can be a millionaire. It's easy. First, get $1 million. If you put that routine between hardcovers, you'd have a book called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. It's a self-help manifesto that basically says in a nutshell, what you think about, you bring about. The book's central premise, the law of attraction, is that positive thinking is the route to obtaining what you want in life, while negative thoughts will cause bad events to occur. I'll be honest with you, I read it years ago, and I won't share my opinions on it too much, but like anything, I did find some good and some bad. Well, there was a big controversy surrounding Oprah about it back in 2006 because it was the subject of 2 episodes on the Oprah Winfrey Show featuring a dream team of self-help gurus, all of whom contributed to the project. At the time, Oprah wasn't just endorsing it, she championed it, putting herself right in the middle of it all, and made it a prominent theme not only in her life, but it was all over her website, and she would reference it in many moments on her show and in interviews. Her involvement actually helped the book sell more than 2 million copies, which put it ahead of the new Harry Potter book at the time on the Amazon bestseller list. These 2 episodes, however, caused a lot of issues and controversy because Oprah's producers received a letter from one viewer named Kim Tinkham, who had received a breast cancer diagnosis shortly after the show aired. They were alarmed by how far she had taken this advice and inspiration. Now, Tinkham wrote that she had decided to forego chemotherapy, instead choosing to follow the book's advice literally. The public got wind of this and went into a frenzy, saying that Oprah had promoted cult-like behavior and unrealistic expectations that could be extremely dangerous to a lot of people's lives. Now, Oprah brought Tinkham back on the show to set her straight and urged her not to ignore all the advantages of medical science. Tinkham, who went on to follow another New Age regime laid out in a book called The pH Miracle, actually passed away in December of 2010. Ultimately, Oprah stood by her position that, the law of attraction can affect positive change. The problem is, though, is that there have been many incidents similar to Kim's. Like, a lot of consumers took this advice very seriously, and it had a lot of negative impact on their lives, so not so good. And because of all the backlash, Oprah has tried to keep this incident a secret for years and has since removed both episodes on her channel and website to try and keep the whole debacle under wraps.
Now, J-Lo is a performer, not really a singer. I mean, J-Lo claims she performs and sings live, but that isn't always the case. In November of 2021, she was slammed by music fans for allegedly lip-syncing during her American Music Awards performance as she took the stage to carry out her brand new song, On My Way, Marry Me. An angry viewer ranted, "Come on with the overproduced singing, this commercial sounds exactly like her live vocals just did." A commenter pointed out, "Now why are you lip syncing? You have a great voice, just sing the song." Now, this isn't the first time this has happened though, as in 2014 she was caught lip syncing her performance of I Love Ya Poppy on American Idol. And again, fans were not happy about this. But should we really even be shocked? I mean, J-Lo doesn't even sing her own songs in the studio versions. Now, for example, her song Play is sung by AM to PM singer Christina Milian. Christina wrote the song and she sings Play's entire chorus. Ashanti has also lent her voice to J-Lo, playing it off as her own. In fact, you can hear her singing on Ain't It Fun and I'm Real. Ashanti spoke about this in 2014 and said, "I wrote Ain't It Funny. I demoed the record for her before I was signed and they kept my hook and some of the background and ad-libs and stuff like that. It was bittersweet because I was really excited that it was J-Lo, but I was so mad at not being able to have the record for herself," she said. Shauna Harrell is also alleged to be responsible for some of the vocals in If You Had My Love, and Makeba Riddick apparently is the voice behind All I Have. Now, the chorus from her song Jenny from the Block was rumored to have been sung by Natasha Ramos, who demoed the song. Now, in fact, Natasha addressed the claims in 2019, tweeting, "JLo did indeed go in the studio and lay down some background vocals over mine. So I wouldn't say she's so much lip syncing, however the backgrounds are predominantly me and some ad-libs and laughs are as well." When fans found this out, they called out JLo for lying and branded the music industry trash and insisting that Jennifer should not be famous for work she never did. But Natasha then stood up for the star. She wrote, "Well, that's a little harsh. JLo is one of the hardest working women in business. In my opinion, she certainly deserves all her success. I just deserved more from that project too. That's on the label though, not Jennifer. It's all kind of history at this point, LOL."
Next, I want to talk about Oprah's Maui scandal. Now, Oprah has a special connection to the island of Maui, Hawaii. In 2002, she purchased a 23-acre estate which she has used as a private retreat and vacation home. Must be nice. Oprah's Maui estate, which she named The Farm, features a luxurious main house, guest cottages, a private movie theater, and beautifully landscaped gardens. Now, over the years, Oprah has shared glimpses of her home with her fans through different media outlets. Now, in a response to the 2023 Hawaii wildfires, Oprah and Dwayne Johnson, better known as The Rock, teamed up to support the Maui community. They created the People's Fund of Maui.
Every dollar that you send that goes directly to the people.
They both pledged $10 million to establish the fund, which aimed to provide financial assistance to affected Maui residents. Now, when Oprah and The Rock both contributed their initial $10 million payment to the fund, they also invited the public to contribute their own donations for the rest of it. When it launched, critics began questioning why the two celebs didn't just fund it entirely themselves, especially given their wealth and net worth, and some people have said that we should just be grateful to have help at all, and that nobody, including celebrities, are obligated to help or give money to anything. But the big controversy and issue that many people have is how wealthy Americans have taken over large portions of Hawaiian real estate, even while native Hawaiians struggle to even receive land promised to be returned to them from the US government. People are on a 40-year-old waiting list for a home that the US government stole from natives over a century ago. And during the big fires in Maui, residents fleeing the carnage of the flames were held up at the gates of Oprah's very large fenced property. She was not staying at the vacation home at the time and opened up upon learning of the tragedy, but residents felt a certain way, knowing they had to contact authorities to get permission to cross onto the completely fenced private property. Like, yes, her property is that big that people needed to go through it to escape the fire, so let that sink in. People were also quick to point out that as a literal billionaire, she could afford to rebuild everything, including house, feed all the homeless people that are in Hawaii, and one social media user commented saying she's worth $3 billion. She could do all that stuff for people and still be a billionaire. With another person saying she asked other people for money with the whole, "We know it's tough out there, so anything you can afford." Between Oprah and The Rock, they really shouldn't have needed to ask the public. I'm sure both of them could have given just as much without even noticing. One person even made a tweet that said, "You guys make more in a day than I'll make in my lifetime." Another good point that someone also called out was asking why they are asking regular folk for money when they literally have millionaire and billionaire friends who collectively could quite literally take care of it all. A funny comment towards Oprah and The Rock was a TikToker that said, "Hey guys, I think you posted this to social media by mistake. This needs to be sent directly to your friends." And on the real, honestly, I see no lies told, because why are you, a millionaire, asking us, the public, to contribute to this fund when most of us are lucky to afford like an iced venti macchiato once a week? Like, go ask Dr. Phil or Kevin Hart. Now, during an appearance on CBS Mornings, which is actually co-hosted by her best friend Gayle King, Winfrey addressed the backlash that she faced. When asked about the reaction, she said, "Well, this is a really great point about being happier in the midst of an onslaught of being terrorized and vilified online. I will say this. I came out of this experience with so much more compassion for young kids because I was thinking, what if I didn't really know who I am? What if I didn't have the assurance of Invictus, that I am the master of my own fate and the captain of my soul?" And continued on by saying, "So all of the online attacks, lies, conspiracy theories really took the focus off of what was the most important thing, and that was the people of Maui." Now, this particular clip was shared on X, formerly known as Twitter, and she faced even further criticism because she was then accused of playing the victim. You know, one user wrote, "Oprah playing the victim while trying to sell her book? Gross." Now, despite all of the backlash, Oprah's popularity on social media soared. She gained more than like 110,000 followers between Instagram and TikTok alone.
Now, this year, Jennifer recently released her documentary on Amazon Prime called This Is Me Now, A Love Story, which gave behind-the-scenes looks into her new album, This Is Me Now, and the accompanying movie, The Greatest Love Story Never Told. Now, some fans who watched it, though, took to social media to call Jen out for her lies. In one scene, Jennifer poses in the mirror of her personal gym as she shakes out her hair and reminisces about her childhood in the Bronx. "I feel like taking my hair out like this. It reminds me like when I was 16 in the Bronx, running up and down the block, crazy little girl who used to be wild and no limits, all dreams," she said. However, a TikTok user, Photos by Angela, slammed the star in a series of videos as she claimed to have gone to the same Catholic high school as Jennifer and accused her of lying about her experience living in the Bronx. She said, "We both attended an all-girls high school in an Irish and Italian neighborhood, so you weren't running up and down the block." In fact, the Bronx is a place that J.Lo actually avoids. Now, how do we know this? Well, due to a commercial she filmed. The commercial is from 2011, and the caption to it on YouTube says, "This commercial is titled My World and is voiced over by Lopez, who is seen driving a Fiat 500 Cabrio as she travels through the streets of Manhattan to the Bronx where she grew up." The new ad explores her personal take on how life in the New York City borough continues to inspire her to be tougher, to stay sharper, and think faster. But this ad backfired when it was reported that she never actually went to the Bronx to film the ad, and that a body double stand-in was used instead. And I mean, if you watch the ad knowing this information, it's pretty obvious. I mean, why not just ditch J.Lo and use a different celebrity who would actually show up on set? Now, it's just crazy that they let her get away with this.
Another person actually wrote, "They're giving Oprah more airtime playing the victim than the real victims. Sad." Another person wrote, "Oprah playing the victim and saying she was terrorized online. Gee, I wonder how the people of Hawaii must feel." And one person hoped Oprah would read all of these comments and said, "Oprah, in case you read this, you are not the victim here. Talk to the people who lost everything. That is where our sympathies and prayers are." Now, a viral TikTok video that has been viewed millions of times made several allegations. They include that Winfrey hired a private firefighting team before the fire spread, hired private security to prevent people seeking shelter at her property, and had previously bought her land for pennies on the dollar. When asked about the viral TikTok, a spokesperson for Oprah said, all of the allegations in the videos were false. The original video has since been removed, of course, from the platform. However, reposts with several millions of views are still available. Now, remember the infamous Oprah episode in 2004 where she gifted literally everyone cars? Of course you do. Well, it wasn't so black and white as it seemed. What she didn't want everyone to know is just how difficult it actually was for the audience to be able to drive off in one. It was Oprah's Favorite Things episode. Now, she surprised her studio audience by giving each one of them a brand new Pontiac G6 sedan. The episode, which was part of Oprah's 19th season, featured her favorite products and gifts of the year. At the end of the show, Oprah announced she was giving away 276 cars, each valued at about $28,000. Now, the surprise gift was met with tears, cheers, and screams of excitement, of course. The episode actually became one of the most memorable moments in Oprah's show's history, and it was widely covered in the media. To this day, it has been literally one of the most parodied clips, and people just can't seem to get enough of it. Well, as exciting as everyone was to know they'd just been gifted a car, what followed after is that they were hit with a hard slap of reality when they were told that it wasn't quite totally free. They were then told if they wanted to drive it off the lot, they'd first have to pay about $7,000 in taxes, which, let's be honest, like, who, especially around Christmas time, has a free $7,000 just sitting around ready to be dropped on a new car's taxes? If you're already planning on buying a new car, cool, totally get it, but being realistic, I would say more than half of her guests did not have that type of money just readily available. Now, on the plus side, the audience was allowed to choose if they wanted to just take the cash value of the car instead, which, hey, like, not bad to go to a taping of the Oprah show and walk out about $28,000 richer, right? What would you have done? Paid the taxes and drove off into the sunset, or just took the cash value?
But J-Lo has also been accused of straight up stealing songs from other artists. Now, one of the stars who accused her of doing this was Usher in 2015. He claimed that she stole a song that he cast aside while recording his hugely successful album called Confessions. Usher claimed that J-Lo's single Get Right is actually a re-recorded version of Ride, a song he co-wrote the year before, which was only available online. He said, "I hate it, but I better get some of the publishing rights or else. I didn't put it on my album because I couldn't get it right, but I didn't expect J-Lo to just take it." Now, besides all of that, it's been revealed that J-Lo is a cheater. Now, Jennifer and Ben Affleck had an on-again, off-again romance that has been going on since the 2000s, with fans even nicknaming the couple Benifer. Now, they just got divorced this year. It was a huge thing, but the timeline of their relationship in general is a huge red flag and included alleged cheating. So in July of 2002, Jennifer filed for divorce from her second husband, Chris Judd, citing irreconcilable differences. But this news broke just months after J-Lo wrapped the movie Gilgy alongside her then boyfriend Ben. Now, even though she repeatedly denied cheating rumors, Ben took out an ad in The Hollywood Reporter gushing about J-Lo before her divorce wasn't yet finalized. In fact, even Chris Judd's father Larry spoke out against the couple and accused J-Lo of being unfaithful to his son. He insinuated that the affair started during the filming of Gilgy, saying, "I thought Mr. Affleck would honor a married woman and not just go right into the trailer." He added that she'd be happier if she just tell the truth, and no one in her little circle is going to say one negative thing about her. Now, this is quite ironic because just years before, J-Lo accused Diddy of cheating on her and how heartbroken it left her. Now, I have to bring up J-Lo's infamous movie line interview in 1998. Now, this very well could have ruined J-Lo's career, as at the time she was 27 and fresh off the success of her film Selena. Now, she basically decided to trash all other celebrities that were big at the time and tried to trivialize their career and their contributions to the industry. In fact, when asked about Madonna, J-Lo actually said, "Do I think she's a great performer? Yeah. Do I think she's a great actress? No. Acting is what I do, so I'm harder on people when they say, oh, I can do that, I can act. I'm like, hey, don't spit on my craft." Now, this was so ironic because J-Lo would go on to do both music and acting for the rest of her career, and critics also trashed her acting on the big screen. Also, at the time, Madonna had been a star for a lot longer than J-Lo, so there was really no comparison there. And when Gwyneth Paltrow was brought up, Jennifer almost seemed to laugh and made it clear that she didn't take her fellow actress's career seriously. "Tell me what she's been in. I swear to God, I don't remember anything she was in. Some people get hot by association. I heard more about her and Brad Pitt than I ever heard about her work," she said. Now, yikes, this did not go over well, and hey, I can't blame the celebrities she dissed for being upset.